Today we're talking about crazy stories. That's the intro, and today I'm joined by co-host
Faris Majoub, as I've already been here. I'm happy to be back.
He's back again.
Absolutely.
The greatest co-host of all time.
Absolutely.
Should be the host, actually.
I really should.
But
I'm just going to take your job at one point.
But we have someone in front of us willing to tell their craziest story. And what is your name?
Summer.
And what is your craziest story?
My craziest story is that when I was little, me and my big brother were obsessed with the show The Wonder Pets. And
Who wasn't?
what?
Who wasn't obsessed
Right?
with Phenomenal show. Phenomenal show.
So whenever the phone rings, the little characters get in a car and teleport to their destination where they need to help out. That car was the dryer for me and my big brother. And so we heard the phone ring. And so we went to the dryer and I, wanted to help. So I went inside and my brother closed the door and the dryer turned on. And I was in there and spinning and it was very toasty. And my big brother could not open the door, so I was in there for quite a minute.
Now, if you don't mind
getting
asking,
toasted.
A whole cycle.
Yeah, a whole cycle.
What was the worst part about it? Was it the heat or was it the tumbling over your head?
Just getting thrown around in there.
I think all of it.
The whole thing?
Yeah. And then my brother managed to open up the door, and I came out very, very toasty. And the reason why I know that is because my dad started recording with the home camera and caught the entire me exiting the dryer.
Classic Arab dad.
Yes,
Pulling out the video
thank you,
recorder.
Baba, because I watch it every year, and it's very funny.
Every year? Just to
No.
remind you not to do it again.
Yeah.
On the anniversary.
Yeah.
I also, fun fact as well, our favorite show as well was Jimmy Neutron, and my big brother's favorite toy ball was a Jimmy Neutron ball. And it also exploded in the dryer with me because I brought it in with me. It exploded.
Man,
But
that
that is-
dryer went through it all.
Yeah, and
The dryer?
Yeah.
That's what you're concerned about?
Well,
The
I think Jimmy Neutron balls deserve more respect.
he was very upset actually.
Honestly, yeah. I would be too.
Yes, and next fun fact about the story is that we actually took that same dryer with us when we moved to Michigan. So I saw it until I was about 18 years old. I used it for 18 years, that same dryer that I almost died in. But my brother did close the door on me, so I blame him.
Wow.
But he did open it as well, so he saved me. Saved my life and almost killed me at the same time.
Is he apologetic at all that this happened, or does he kind of look back and be like, yeah, that was fun?
He was 4 years old. How is he going to be apologetic?
You'd be remorseful.
I don't know. Was he?
He cried.
Oh,
I remember
okay.
in the video he was crying because he said he was scared because he heard me screaming inside.
Well, I mean, that was a crazy story,
Yeah,
in
that
my
was a very-
opinion.
Wasn't
was
that a
very
crazy
crazy.
story?
It was.
Almost near-death experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a great story. Thank you
was
so
great.
much for
Thank
sharing
you,
your
yeah.
story.
Oh my God, of course. Thanks for having me.
All right. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello. If you do not know me, my name is Gray. I am a social work major, sophomore year. And
The infamous.
The
Back
infamous.
for a third
Yes.
time. No,
He
great.
was here for the second week too.
He was?
Incredible.
Yeah, he was.
Incredible.
Now, Greg, what is your craziest story?
yeah, so I got two actually. So the first one is kind of a near-death, near serious injury experience.
Wow. This
So
guy's just going through life dangerously. All right.
yeah, so I was skiing. I was really young, maybe not really young, maybe third grade. I lived in New York, so there's a lot of snow. I thought I was the thing. So I went on the terrain park, all right? I'm going over the little bumps. I don't even go on the tables or the rails because I'm too scared to. But then somehow I get the guts. At the bottom there's a curved rail or box. It's on a 45-degree angle, half moon shape.
Okay.
I decide that it's a great idea to go on that. I try to go on straight forward and just ride it across. I do the splits on it, ride it across 3/4 of the way
I
there.
don't like where this is going.
There's this hippie dude chilling at the end, afro, rainbow snowsuit. And he's like, dude, you rubbed your nads across the whole thing!
That's tough, man.
So that was number one. And number two, actually, I was rank 25 in a card game online.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, that's just like a flex.
Yeah, it's just a flex, but it's crazy.
That's not
It's-
only a story, that is actually a flex.
It's crazy because
What
that
card
was
game?
the.
What card game?
Yeah,
It's called Legends of Runeterra.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's not well known.
League of Legends.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna
like,
say.
oh, bro, oh.
No,
Magic-
it's
Magic the
based off of that
Gathering.
universe, though.
course.
Oh,
it
it's
is.
from that universe?
Yeah, it's from the universe. But the crazy thing is that was my first season being competitive in it. So I never was competitive before that, and
Wow.
it's just crazy that I just.
When you were ranked 25th, like, did you ever feel nervous? Like, oh crap! Like, I'm
Yes.
actually good.
Yeah.
You know.
It's crazy to like feel good at something, and there's that ranking number where it's like, I know I'm good at this now.
Yeah.
Did that ruin the enjoyment of the game though? 'Cause
Yes.
I've heard some people that are like,
Yeah.
oh, like when I become professional, like the game just becomes absolutely terrible. I hate doing it.
'cause
It's monotonous.
You have to like grind at it.
Feels like a chore.
Yeah.
Like you feel like there's so much pressure just to perform. They see that high ranking number when they're playing against you, and it's like, it's just not fun anymore. I just have to be good.
Are you still ranked 25th?
Nah, I kind of.
But at one point.
Yeah, at one point for about a week and a half.
Nice.
Gosh.
What do you know?
That's a crazy.
That's
flex.
impressive. Yeah, it
Now,
really is.
Going back to the first story,
Yeah, go for it.
how badly were you injured?
Yeah. What was the injury?
Yeah,
what was the post-injury experience?
So, I don't want to go into like graphic
No,
detail,
let's not.
obviously, but I got lucky where I had enough padding in my like snowsuit where it didn't really hurt that much. There's no actual injury; it just pain.
Did the hippie help you at all? Did he?
Nah,
No?
I think he snowed away with whatever he was smoking.
Snowed is crazy. All right. Well, I mean,
anything else?
anything else? Any other details about the story you want to share?
I mean, I've never gone on a curved rail or box since then. It's kind of a traumatic experience.
I would be the same.
Yeah.
Just for safety reasons. Well,
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be careful.
we should. We all should. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Jay.
Jay, nice to meet you.
Do I have to I'm a first year or something?
Just introduce yourself.
I'm Jay. I'm 18 years old. I just turned 18. I am a criminal justice major, and nothing really special. I can't think of it. I guess I can tell you a fun fact. My favorite color is blue. I don't know.
Nice. That's all we need to know. Absolutely. What's your craziest story?
Okay, so my craziest story, I was in 8th grade, and I have never been on a roller coaster because I am deathly afraid of heights.
I am too.
So I go to my first roller coaster, and all of my friends oh my god, we should totally get on the Raptor. And I'm like, why are we getting on the Raptor as my first roller coaster?
Is this Cedar Point?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay, I'm like, what's the point of being my first roller coaster being one of the tallest rides at Cedar Point? But I don't want to chicken out, so I'm going to get on the roller coaster. And I get on the roller coaster, and I'm freaking out. And you know how tall it is?
It's very.
Yeah, and you go up all these stairs, and you hear people, screaming out of their minds. Am I allowed to cuss on here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, they're screaming, their heads off. Yeah. And so I get on the ride, and, my principal is in the line behind me. Mm-hmm. And so I get on the ride, and the people before us get on there, and they strap in. And as soon as, the drop goes down, because, the ride is, a feet dangle. So they drop the feet part, and this guy screams to the top of his lungs, "Get me off of this thing! What the fuck? What the fuck?" And I'm like, the ride hasn't even started yet. And I'm like, oh shit, what have I gotten myself into? And so I finally get in, I strap in, and I have a little fanny pack on because I don't have pockets. So I have my fanny pack on, and the ride operator looks at me. They were like, "You sure you want to keep that?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" And so I take it off. They're like, "This thing goes in loops." And I'm like, shit. So I take off everything. I take off my little flip-flops or whatever, and I sit in there. And I sit there, and the floor drops. And now I can understand now why the guy started screaming. Yeah. Because this is the moment where you cannot get off the ride. Yeah. This is where you're fucked. We get off the ride, and it's slow incline to the top. And it pauses, and it stops. And I mean, it stops. You can hear the clicks. It's not moving anymore. And I'm like, aren't we supposed to drop already? And they refuse to let us go down. So, and I'm sitting in the front. My friends made me sit in the front by myself. So I'm sitting in the front completely by myself, looking straight down on this drop. And
this is a roller coaster where you're dangling, right? It's not the one.
Yeah. So I have nothing to hold my feet on. And I'm like, it's one of the all crossbars. So I have my arms crossed across each other because I'm scared I'm going to fall forward. Finally, we drop. I don't know what happened because I blacked out.
Just forgot the whole thing.
I forgot the whole thing. But I black out, and I wake back up, and I'm upside down.
No, I believe it.
And I'm upside down just for a half a second because it's a loop. And obviously, I pass out once again because I'm upside down and I'm very disoriented. And I wake up again, and my friend behind me, who's also never been on a roller coaster and is having the worst panic attack I have ever heard in my life. He's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my fucking God, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit.
Oh my god.
And now that's freaking me out more because my friend, who I know is not scared of anything, is freaking the hell out behind me. I'm in the front by myself. Yes, I'm up here by myself. My friend behind me, who's not scared of anything, is freaking the hell out. And we're going on another loop. So we go on another loop, and this time I stay awake, but somehow I'm screaming. But I swallow a fly. So now
It's getting worse.
It's getting worse. I swallow a fly, and then we flip under from the thing again, and then somebody's vape hit me in the back of the head.
What flavor? What flavor? Was it a good flavor?
It was purple. It was purple. I don't know what flavors.
Yeah, those hurt the most.
They really do.
It was one of the really thick
packed
ones. It was a really thick one too. So it like clonked me on the back of the head. So now I'm delirious because I have like a 50% concussion. And I go upside down again and I pass out again. My head is stuck to like the sidebar of the thing. I cannot move my head at all. And I finally wake up, the ride is over, and you know how they take your picture at some point in the ride. We get off, my legs are wobbly like crazy. I get off, and we look at the picture, and I see my glorious face. I'm knocked the hell out. My head is down. You can't see me. My friend behind me has tears and snot running down his face. And all of my other friends are there, smiles on their face, hands up. One of the craziest experiences of my life, and I went on the Raptor again for my senior trip.
I was gonna say, did you go again?
Yeah, I went on the Raptor again, and it was pretty much the exact same thing. But this time, somebody's flip-flop hit me.
You're always getting hit with
I'm always getting hit with something on the rides.
What was worse, the flip-flop or was it the vape?
The vape had to be the worst.
They've sounded heavier.
But the thing was, the flip-flop hit me in the face instead of on the back of my head, so I just kind of got like a whiff of somebody's feet. During the ride, but at least that time I didn't swallow a fly.
Nice.
Yeah, yay.
So I have to ask, because I went on a roller coaster, I had glasses, and you have glasses right now.
I do have glasses.
Were you like terrified that they were just gonna fly off? Because the
Oh
whole time
yeah, I had like my hand like this the entire time.
Me too.
I lost my glasses once in a movie theater, like a day after I got them, and I refused to lose these.
Respectful.
I refuse, especially not on a roller coaster, because after you lose them somebody dropped their phone on the Raptor in front of me, like the person before me, because you could hear them go, "Fuck my phone!"
I'm always terrified of that.
Me too. I clutch it as hard as I can.
Oh, I don't even bring it with me. I can't. I do not like roller coasters, and my friends are talking about we should totally go to Cedar Point for Halloween. I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do?
I'd go again. I mean, the Raptor is one of the scariest. Like, I don't blame you.
Yeah, and they're talking about this time going on the racetrack, which is the one that goes from like 0 to like 600 in a second. You go like really high. I'm like, hell no.
Now, you said that was the first time you ever rode a roller coaster.
Yes.
I mean,
Like that's the first time I ever rode like a big roller coaster.
so that was like, I mean, you're at Cedar Point. Did you want to go on any more after that? Like, or
No.
But did you?
I got on that one, and then I got on like the Himalayan one. Is like one that you sit down, you goes like really fast in a circle. But no, I got on like the Himalaya. It just goes really fast. But then I got on the Ferris wheel, which I mentioned before. I'm terrified of heights. I got on the Ferris wheel, and I don't know who thought it was a good idea that's running that ride. It's about 5 people operating that ride. They decided on the Ferris wheel you go around twice. They decided for me and my friends to go around 5 times because every time at the top I'm freaking out. So every time somebody at the bottom asked me, one time they kept me at the top, and somebody at the bottom was like, "How's the view up there?" It's terrible.
Glorious.
I have my eyes closed. I'm scared. Get me off.
Ferris wheel's the worst ride.
It really is.
I'm with like it's terrible.
It's terrible and it's wobbly and I'm at the top and it's cold
It
and
is
I have on
always wobbly.
shorts.
Yeah.
It's like 90 degrees, but since you're so high up, it's freezing. And so I have on shorts and a tank top and I'm freezing cold. Can I please get down? And we went around 5 different times because they kept telling me, "Oh, you should totally check up the view while you're up there."
You know what the true definition of fear is? Ever been on like a county fair Ferris wheel?
Yeah.
Where like you just
Oh,
hear the
no.
Always
creaking
unstable.
and you
I
just
don't
I feel like
trust
Ferris wheels, like all the other
those.
ones are fine. The Ferris wheels are always just like, you always feel like they're not properly there.
I don't
Secure.
trust Ferris wheels, especially not ones from like little pop-up fairs, because
Yep.
what do you mean you put together an entire carnival
I don't believe it.
in a day?
It's just some minimum wage worker.
It's
Yeah,
some
no, like-
it's some kid our age
Yeah,
just
yeah,
putting
yeah.
stuff together with
I'm
no
like, I don't
engineering
trust- I wouldn't
degree.
trust me.
No, I barely trust me to pass my classes. What are you doing here with a screwdriver and nuts and bolts that's been here for 25 years?
Okay, well, I mean, any other details about your Cedar Point experience?
I had a funnel cake and it was nice. That was the
That's
highlight
all
of my
that
day.
matters.
That was the highlight of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Would you like to introduce yourself? Even though I already know you.
Yeah. Okay, so my name is Mariam.
Mahim.
Now I'm just gonna say it like so that people just pronounce it correctly.
Fair enough.
Go for
yeah.
Cause like I'm not Mariam, my name is Mariam.
Okay. Would you like to describe your craziest story?
Okay, so I'm just gonna talk about like my journey to come here in the States. That was like a month and a half ago, cause I came here like around mid-August, and so I'm from Senegal.
Yes.
That's in West Africa.
Of course.
I had to go like all the way to Europe, because I guess that story is kind of crazy, because like I am.
She's got all tons of stories.
Yeah, yeah.
I was actually supposed to come here last year, but like I've got an issue with the embassy, because like I met with a very unpleasant embassy worker, and he was like, no, I'm not giving you all the visa. So I had to go through the process once again, and it took so much time, and at some point I actually dropped the United States idea. I went with Canada, so I asked for the Canadian visa, and it took them like I think I asked about it October, November, December, January, and it took them 3 months to say like, no, we're not giving you the visa, we think you don't have enough money, even though I should
Well,
like
how could he say that?
Yeah.
they did that to so many people I know. Like it was
No way.
I should have. I had enough money to cover like 3 years of study, and like I had enough money to buy the flight ticket back home.
Yeah.
And they were just like, no, you don't have enough money. I was like, okay. So I went back with the United States idea. The thing is like last year when I asked again for the visa, they gave me an appointment for last August. So like they gave me an appointment for a year later. So at some point they just changed the date, and they were like, oh no, you can come in April to have your appointment. So I was like, yeah, that's kind of late too. So yeah, in the meanwhile, I went to med school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went to med school last semester in my hometown.
Huh?
Yeah,
What?
Just throwing
They
another
just
nonchalantly.
I did a semester in med school.
Just a semester?
Yeah, I did a
Wow.
semester. It was like the first semester, so it's pretty general. We did like biophysics, anatomy, English. No, we didn't do English, math, physics,
Surgery.
and chemistry. No, not that far yet.
Yeah.
And then,
Wow.
yeah, in April I went to the embassy and I got my visa, and I came here in August. Yeah. So the thing is, like, when I was supposed to go in Canada, I bought a flight ticket that was supposed to pass by Europe to go to Canada. So I actually had that company refund the ticket to me and just give me a ticket to come to Detroit. So they gave me something that made me go to Europe and come to the States. So we went to Brussels. We arrived there at like 5 a.m. and we were supposed to stay there till noon. So we stayed there from 5 to noon, which is 6 hours.
Okay.
I don't know which time zone is that. I'm just gonna say hours, because like that was the local hour.
I mean, very fair. Very fair.
And then we took the plane from Brussels to Chicago. I don't remember how long that was, but we arrived in Chicago. It was around I think it was around noon or 1. And then we're supposed to have a flight at 2, but it took us so much time, because I actually forgot to print my I-20, which is mandatory, so we lost time because they had to check.
Okay. Sure.
And then, so we missed the connection. And then we went, because when you're coming from an international flight, Chicago was our port of entry. So we had to like recheck in the luggage. And while we were trying to do that, we met with a very unpleasant man. He was like kind of dealing with it, and he was just not proposing real solutions.
Yeah.
And at some point,
Just wasting your time.
he just closed the desk and left, and we weren't even done.
Oh.
Nice. Just left.
He
Got
just
him
left, and the
What'd
lady
you do?
next to him, like she was nice.
Okay.
She found like a solution for us, and we ended up like just getting on the, I think it was 9 p.m. So waited from 2 to 9 to get like the flight to come to Detroit. So yeah,
Traveling, man. Traveling for foreigners is so tough.
I was like,
honestly,
I'm not traveling for a year now. Like,
I believe it.
no, I'm good.
I wouldn't do the same. Yes.
Honestly, God bless that one lady though. That,
Yeah,
like,
You
Yeah,
actually
like,
didn't
really,
ignore
God bless
you?
her. Because like, if
Yeah.
it wasn't for her, I don't know, we wouldn't have spent the night in Chicago. I mean,
Chicago's nice, but
yeah, but I was exhausted.
I was gonna say, yeah, it must
It
not have
was.
been
I
pleasant.
think it was the first time in 2.5 years I was taking the plane,
Oh.
and I was like, I'm not doing this again.
Now, I know some people who are like, they go on a big trip and like, I'm not going on another one, not because of like financial reasons, but
Yeah,
because
but,
like I'm just tired.
It's
Like,
annoying sometimes.
Do you feel like you need like a year or two before like you go on a plane again or travel because
I'm
of this whole
definitely
thing?
not ready to go back to Africa yet because like I've been there a while. So I'll probably go home like next winter because I don't want to go next summer, and like it'd be fine to run away from the winter. So next winter seems fine.
Well, any other details about your story that you want to share?
Oh, I think that's pretty much
That's
it.
it, pretty much it. Okay, well,
Yeah,
thank you so
no,
much.
thank
man.
you.
You're welcome.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name's Jacob Kanaya. I'm a sophomore. I'm biomed science major,
Nice.
and I'm a pre-med.
Okay. Would you like to explain your craziest story?
So my craziest story is I did shadowing about 2 summers ago.
Yes.
Uh,
For those of you who don't know, I actually shouted with him, but,
Yeah,
which is
he's a
kind of
great,
funny.
great shadowing partner.
Really great.
Yeah. And my first day, we started at like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
and before 9 in the morning, 3 people died.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was it was so
Yeah.
funny because it was your first day and you were just exposed to the saddest stories
Yeah.
at the hospital.
Yeah.
I don't remember too much about them, but
So, when I was walking along with the doctor that day, he was just like, I'm really surprised. Maybe it's because you're here. And he's like, I'm just joking. But he's like, this has never happened to me before.
yeah, it was rare.
Yeah.
For him to get that many in one day.
So-
But yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was a good experience. I mean, like, it showed the bad side of
It did, yeah.
the
Shows
hospital
realities.
experiences in general. Yeah, it really does. And
Yep.
he was like, he's like, I remember him saying, he was like, it's kind of a pro and it's kind of a con for
Yeah.
you being here. But yeah.
Walk through the day, like what happened?
Yeah.
So I get to the hospital. I got there late too, which
Did you?
Yeah,
I don't remember
because the doctor dogged on me for it because at the time.
Wait, yeah, I think you
Yeah.
did. Yeah, okay.
So my mom also worked at the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
and she refused to let me drive separately. She
Yeah.
thought it'd be cute if we carpool. So the doctor obviously took advantage to roast me for that.
Absolutely.
Um,
As he does.
Yeah, it's doctor's job. It's
Yeah.
in the description, So I was a little late. Then I show up, and we see the first patient, and like they have family in the room. It's like kind of quiet too. She was like an older woman in the bed, so he kind of like gave us a rundown of like what happened,
Yeah.
what like diseases she had, and kind of why she's.
Her stomach was distended, I think. She
Yeah.
just was not. She was on her way out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was sad.
It was.
Yeah, I remember we walked out of the room and like everyone was depressed. Like
I
no
know.
one said a word.
Yeah.
And then we went to go see another almost dead patient.
That guy was interesting because he was an alcoholic. So I don't know if you remember
Yeah,
his
I
stomach.
do. No, I do.
When he tapped on it,
Mhm.
it was like a rock.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, his stomach was distended. Hers
Yeah.
was. Yeah, okay, I remember.
so,
Yeah.
and he only had like one family member.
Oh,
It
that's
was his
the
ex-wife.
worst.
Well, I mean, it happens. It is what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, but it's still sad.
It
Like,
is,
I
it is
shadow
sad.
as well. Like when there's no family or just like one family member.
Yeah.
It's sad, man.
It is. It is. Well, yeah. Good shadowing experience. I mean, other
It
than
was.
that, like I feel like we saw some good cases. Like,
Yeah, we did. We saw a lot. I don't know if you remember like that older lady who like her neighbor took care of her.
yeah, that was so
Yeah,
sweet.
she was very sweet.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my mom ended up telling me like things worked out for her, like she made it out.
Great.
So
Great.
she was good.
Yeah.
Trying to think of one other case. Oh, there was a
The one who had MRSA and kept coming back
Yeah.
consistently. I think
Yeah,
I told
yeah.
Kyle about that
Yeah.
too. And yeah, she just kept on living, which was a shock to everybody who was working on her.
There was another interesting case. I don't know if you remember. You should remember
I
her.
probably would.
the woman that was carried
On the
an
ironing board? No, that was her, the one with MRSA. Yeah.
Ah, okay,
She
okay,
was the
yeah,
one,
yeah.
yeah. The one who had MRSA.
She was from Pontiac, and
Yeah.
she was, along with her buddies, they were heroin addicts.
Yeah.
So she OD'd, right?
I think she ended up.
Or
I think she ended up making it.
if I had my notes with me, I'd
Yeah,
know.
honestly.
Yeah.
She had like a tracheotomy, and that was the last time I ever
Yeah.
saw her.
But her buddies like carried her.
Yeah,
their
they
buddies
carried
were
her-
literally pulling into the hospital with an ironing board, and she was laying on the ironing board.
And they just left her in front of the ER entrance
I mean,
on an ironing board.
Really sad, but honestly, really great friends.
At least, yeah, it's
at
the least you
they
could
cared,
do. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
very loyal, you know.
that was the most like that was the patient we kept sawing like on a consistent basis. Like every week I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, so how's that girl? Like,
That ironing board stayed in that room.
yeah, it
for
was
about a
for
week.
a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just left it in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good story. That was a really good.
Now, and going back to the patients that like you saw die and everything, did that ever deter you away from medicine? Seeing that, or
The first day, yeah.
Yeah,
I went and had lunch with my mom, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And she was
I
like,
remember you
"Well."
were like particularly quiet.
Yeah.
But
And I'm like someone who loves to talk to.
yeah, I know. And then like
So-
that was my second month. No, not second month. That was like almost at the end of my first month. So like I had already been kind of like with the groove of shadowing, but
Yeah.
that particular day I was like, I
Who
don't
let this
know.
kid in here?
I didn't. No, like that day I was like, it didn't deter me, but it definitely like gave me a bigger, broad like spectrum about what this is actually entailing. But yeah, it was good. I don't regret any days of shadowing with them. I
No.
loved it.
Yeah. I loved all of them.
Well, do you have any other details about the story? Maybe another crazy story?
It's not my story to tell, but like a story from when my mom was in her clinical days.
Okay.
She used to work at St. John Maras. in
Oh,
Detroit.
really? I used
Yeah.
to work there. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you told me this when we first went.
Yeah.
She had a guy that ate silver.
Like, what do you mean? What do you mean he would eat?
Like he digested silver.
Like in what form? Like spoons or?
yeah, like liquid,
Nice.
Did he, like,
liquid
a
silver.
cheese grater and, like-
and
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
kinda-
yeah.
and he was blue.
Oh, nice.
Like he looked like a Smurf.
Oh. Why was he
like
eating
genuine.
it? Like he had an addiction?
Fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
casual thing to do on a Saturday?
Yeah.
Just eat
Don't
silver?
you eat silver?
I do, yeah.
I eat lead sometimes.
I eat rings. Okay, yeah. So he's eating. So he's blue.
Yeah. And so my mom just thought like this is the craziest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That was probably. I was not expecting you to say he eats silver. Like that was the last thing I expected. You to
There
say.
are like some people that do it as because it's like it could get you high, right? So
Oh,
like
no
some
way.
people, yeah, some people are addicted to it. But like it's very it's not like a drug of choice. Like you don't see any like dealers on the street
Got any of
dealing
that silver?
Like, oh, you got weed? No,
No, I got
something
silver.
better.
No, that's
Silver.
crazy. Though.
I got sodium nitrate if you want.
Yeah.
But no, eating silver though, that's
Yeah.
Eating silver is a whole new level of
also
crazy.
just want not condoning to buy silver
We're not
nitrate.
condoning anything.
Yeah, do not.
related to silver.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs,
Don't-
please.
Great message.
Yeah. Okay. Well, is that all?
Yeah,
All right.
I'd say it's about all.
Thank you so much.
No,
Jacob.
thank you,
That was
man.
a
Thank
great
you.
story.
Thank you for hosting me.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. So I'm Aisha. I graduated in April, so OU alum.
We love.
Yeah.
Let's go. What's your
Um,
major?
Industrial and Systems Engineering.
Great. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, would you like to talk about your craziest story?
Yeah. So when I was in one of my earlier engineering classes, there was all these discords, and they were all managed by this one girl.
Okay.
One day we were all taking a test. It was around COVID, so everything was online, and they kept spamming the chat with random bullshit during the test.
Of course.
And I'm the type of person that's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I do not talk, please. Like,
Okay.
I'm not trying to get caught up in your bullshit. So I was like, I'm gonna leave the group chat, and then I'll join again after class.
Okay.
So that's what I did. So I left the group chat, and then I joined in again. And then this girl kicked me out of the group chat.
Like after you rejoined?
Yeah.
Okay.
She kicked me. She banned me from the server.
Nice.
I was like, okay, whatever.
Did you
she
know her?
Yeah.
Oh.
She was in my classes. And she proceeded to kick me out of every single Discord that I was
Oh.
in. And we were in like 3 of the same classes out of
Okay.
4. So then I emailed her. And I was like, listen,
Beef with email.
I don't know what your problem is. You need to verbalize that. I don't know what I did that pissed you off so fucking bad.
Yeah.
What's your problem? Whatever. And then I ended it with like warmest regards or something like that.
Sincerely. I would have said kindest regards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. And
Okay.
then
Please
this
tell me she
girl-
responded. Yeah.
this girl was on my level, so she
Okay.
responded with the same energy back.
Let's go.
She was like, "This is my server. I can do whatever I want. I
But
can
how did
kick
you get
whoever
added
I want."
initially?
She went through the participant list.
and then she like sent emails to
That's
our
on her.
OU emails. Yeah, I know. But anyways, so yeah, and then she ended it also with something like have a good life or something like that. So
Wow.
yeah, but then the crazy part is that the next year, my senior year, we had the same classes again because we were in the same major, same everything.
Yeah.
So she comes up to me one day after this class, like on the first day of school, and she's like, "I'm sorry."
Aww.
Yeah. So that's
she
my
apologize?
Yeah, she
Are you guys good?
apologized. Yeah, we're good now. I literally just met her a couple
No
minutes
way.
ago. Yeah.
Enemies
And
to friends.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So we were on the same level for everything. It was good.
If you don't mind me asking, why did the beef originate? Like, where did it stem
She
from?
just got mad that I was like, "Oh, let's
Leaving?
not talk in the group chat during this test."
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
People take Discord servers very seriously.
Very, especially in the engineering building.
bet.
That whole area, yeah, people are crazy.
Wow.
So yeah.
I'm not like surprised at that at all.
Yeah.
Like,
Now-
I've been in that situation too.
How did the apology conversation go? Like, I know she said
So-
sorry.
Yeah, is that all she said? I'm sorry.
I'm like really friendly, right? So the first day of class, especially, like I'm being nice to everybody around me, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she was in the class, so I gave her kind of like a half smile because I knew, like, we never talked in
Yeah,
person,
yeah.
but that whole thing was just kind of extra. And it was senior year, so we're like about to graduate. And then I was just talking to some new people after class, and she comes up to me. She's like, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "I wanted to apologize for the Discord beef, and I think that we
I've
should."
never heard that sentence
And you
come
know
out of someone's mouth.
what? You know what she said? She was like, "I'll make you moderator on
moderator?
the new ones for this year." I
Wow.
swear to God, yeah.
And did she?
No, I was like, "It's okay. I don't want to
I would
moderate
have
shit."
taken that. I would have taken that and banned her.
That would
I
have
would've
been
done that.
crazy. But then we wouldn't have been cool. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's my
Okay.
story.
Well,
That's
I'm
my
glad
PG
you guys
story.
I'm glad you guys are friends now. That's
Yeah,
all that
that's-
matters.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Enemies
to
friends
friends.
to
Yeah.
maybe even lovers.
Not really.
Not really. No.
You already got Leticia.
She's not my type.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, well, is that all?
Yeah,
Any
that's
other
all.
crazy details? All right, thank you
No,
so
thank
much.
you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
That's great.
Thank you for listening to today's podcast. If you have recommendations on future topics we should do, please send us a DM over Instagram or TikTok. On top of that, thank you to Ferris for co-hosting today's episode. And then thank you to everyone that we interviewed for providing the best stories possible.